Your life is your life. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. You can't beat death, but you can beat death in life. And the more often you learn to do it, the more light there will be. There are ways out. There is a light somewhere.
For God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. If you have a problem, no matter what problem or no matter what sort of a day you've had, when you come into the boxing club and put on the music and start punching the bag, that it releases endorphins into your system and you forget about the world, you're in a different world here, and that's really great for your mental health. I started boxing when I was 13 years old. Here I am 43 years later, still actively taking part in it. The boxing club is here in the Market Yard for longer than I can remember. I was 13 years old when I came down, and it seemed to have been here a long time before that. If you mention the boxing club in Sligo to anybody you're talking to, nearly everyone says, I remember when I was a kid going down there. So everyone seems to have come through it and learned, exercises. It's good for your mind, good for your body. It has been a big help to the community, really. Ignatius used to run the club here, and he approached me and said, would you be interested in coming down training some teenagers in the boxing club? And that's how I ended up back here again, training. Boxing is 90% psychological and 10% physical. I didn't know that at the beginning. I was training real hard every night, and then when I'd go to a fight, I'd be looking around the tournament hall and seeing fellas talking out. I said, I could be fighting him, he looks tough. And so fear was the big obstacle, and that's why I lost all my fights at the beginning. And when I got over that fear aspect, then I really started enjoying it and started winning fights. Training nights here, we start at 8 o'clock Monday and Thursday, and we come in and we do a gentle warm-up first, and then we do some pad work, go through some techniques. When we get the technique right and a bit warmed up, then I do high intensity training. So we have a very intense session for 15 to 20 minutes and then a little cool down, and basically that's it. So it's short and sweet, really. I feel from my observations is people really benefit from coming to the boxing club, because what I do with them when they come to the boxing club, the whole idea is to develop them body, soul and spirit. We all have a body, soul and spirit, so boxing physically is for your body and it helps you mentally, but here we have a spiritual aspect as well.
Standing on the promises of Christ my King, through eternal ages let his praises ring. Glory in the highest, I will shout and sing, standing on the promises of God.
Every Sunday morning, we use this building as a church. We come together as Sligo Christian Fellowship, and the reason for that is people have a spirit, and on Sunday morning, it's really about spirit building. That's like core strength. It gives people, I've seen people very strong on the outside and very weak on the inside. They can crumble when problems come in life or when crisis comes. So on Sunday morning we build people from the core, from their spirit out.
Thank you, Lord, for loving me.
The first thing I do when I come in Sunday morning is really transform the place from a boxing club. We put up some pictures around the place. I'd make the coffee, turn on the heat, let's say, and just get it like a homely environment, put out the chairs, and then when people come in, we'd sing some worship songs. I would read a passage out of the Bible. An example would be anxiety, which is a major problem in Ireland at the moment. Something like 450,000 people in Ireland suffer from anxiety problems. I would read a verse out of the Bible. Philippians 4:6 says, "Do not be anxious about anything." And I would explain what that means and how to get over your anxiety. That would be an example of, we're talking about how the spiritual word of God applies to your life in everyday situations. And then when we're finished that, we'd sing another song, then we would have a cup of tea. And I find that during the cup of tea, it's more of a social thing, and people will talk about their problems and find solutions, spiritual solutions. I call them gospels, solutions to their problems, and then they can overcome them. Sometimes when people come in here boxing and they'd see a Bible lying around here or a gospel leaflet, and they'd ask me what it was about, and I would explain to them, and then I would explain that if they wanted to know more, they're very welcome to come to church on Sunday morning. Sometimes people don't come, some people have come, but it's their own free will really. It's there for them, it's a facility that's there for them.